Hey, Will Brink here, www.brinkzone.com, and today I'm going to give a brief discussion on programming, what makes an effective program over something else, and bring you to something called Hypertrophy MAX, which is a new program put out by Vince and Ben. But I think without a little background, it would be hard to understand why I would be willing to recommend the program. And that brings us back to effective programming. What is effective programming? Why do people debate so-and-so's program is great or it's crap or whatever? Regardless of who makes the program, regardless of what the program is focused on, what have you, as far as people that are focused on gaining muscle mass, gaining strength, or conditioning, whatever, there are some key principles to effective programming. And any good coach, anybody who's got the background, is going to pick up on that and know that whatever the program is, it has these key principles, i.e. periodization, manipulating things like volume and loading and time under tension and so forth. And this is where the debate gets in, where people that maybe don't have the training for that don't understand those issues and don't understand why a coach may look at another program and basically give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down, regardless of whether they agree. Now, next, it depends. The programming has to be specific to the person's goals. Are you talking about strength? Are you talking about hypertrophy? Are you talking about conditioning? Is it sports specific? And so on. So this is where effective programs start to divulge from ineffective programs, or at least long term. Now, here's another little tidbit about programs. The human body, of course, is extremely adaptable. So anything that is radically different from what you've been doing in the past will often be effective for a short period of time. It might be some program that has you standing on your head with a rock in each hand. Somebody followed it and went, oh, that worked for me. You know, how could you say that doesn't work? Well, again, anything that is radically different from what you've been doing for a long time may work for 8 weeks, it may work for 10 weeks. It will not work for a long period of time. And that's where intelligent programming comes in, where you are manipulating, again, variables such as loading and volume and periodization and so forth. So what I like about the Hypertrophy MAX program, what brings me back to it, is it does follow a lot of these core key principles of proper periodization and loading and volume and such. It's based on, I'd say the underlying key principles are clearly Charles Poliquin based, and of course if you don't know who Charles Poliquin is, then you've been kind of living under a rock, sorry. But Poliquin is probably one of, if not maybe the most successful strength and conditioning coach around. He wrote a chapter in my own book. I've known Charles for a long time. He's probably responsible for more gold medals in the Olympics through different sports than any coach in history, as far as I know. So obviously that's a high praise for Charles. But let's get back to Hypertrophy MAX. Hypertrophy MAX gives, one thing I really like about the program is it gives 12 full months of programming, an entire year. Most of the programs, you know, that are out there are 8 weeks or 10 weeks, and you follow them, and you may get progress, you may not, and then depending on the programming, who wrote it, there may be a detraining or a deloading period, and then you're back to it, and so on and so forth. And that's fine. Depends on, again, there are a lot of programs out there that don't have any of those key principles, and sometimes they work for people and sometimes they don't, for no other reason than they are radically different than what you did before. So that's one of the things I like about this program. It gives away a lot for the money, which again, I'm always very cost conscious in my own programs and what I give to people, and when I look at other people's programming, what does the person get for the money they spent? And I will say that the Hypertrophy MAX program gives away a boatload of stuff as far as the programming, as far as a newsletter you get every single month, various DVDs, similar to my own stuff. You actually have a private forum you can go to, and I have to say, just touching the tip of the iceberg here. I will say these guys have really gone out of their way to put together a package that I don't have any trouble recommending in terms of what you get for your money. It is pretty extensive. And who is the program for? I would say it's mostly really geared towards people that are looking to increase lean body mass and strength. It's not a conditioning program. It's not sports specific. That is, you know, it's not for basketball players. I would say it is fairly focused on the person, male or female, that is looking to gain strength and muscle mass over an entire year's period of time, learning a lot of really important foundational basic stuff such as mobility, hip flexibility, posterior chain, anterior chain type movements. And this is all stuff you may not know. You're going to learn in this program. And again, I have to give props to Ben and Vince on that. Ben is a professional IFBB bodybuilder. Vince has been around, basically been a fitness author, been around the block for a while. And so they have sort of come together on this program. And I really can't say anything negative about it from that perspective. I am also giving away for a very short time, so this video may overlap, some personal consultation of 30 minutes if people buy the full package. But don't hold me to that, because once the program's gone, and you might see this video months down the line or something, don't hold me to it. You're going to only see this while you see this, and we're going to do a promo. What don't I like about the program? And here's, again, this is me. If you know me, you know I'm an honest guy. What I don't like about there's nothing I don't like about the program. What I don't like is the over-the-top marketing on the sales page. Sorry, Ben and Vince, that's the way I feel. Again, people that market these products are sort of caught between a rock and a hard place, because if you undersell it and you go very low-key and you go very honest and all that, which is great, that tends to be how I sell, a lot of times people don't buy. You've got to use over-the-type sometimes lingo. I'm sorry, but people complain about over-the-type lingo, but then they don't respond to anything that isn't over-the-type lingo, such as secret methods of the pros and so on and so on. That's the part I don't like. But if you can get past that, this is a good program, solidly built program that I think a lot of people will get. I will say you'll get a lot for your money out of this program, and I do think the majority of people who are a bit past newbies and maybe below really advanced, and again, that's most people, will benefit from the program. And I hope that helps. If you're wanting to know where I stand on it, that's where I stand. And see you all on the Brink Zone, and feel free to, if you get into it, leave feedback and comments. Because it's a full 1-year program, obviously I can't tell you what's going to happen 2 months and 3 months and 4 months for you. If it was an 8-week program or whatever, I could give you a little more feedback. But at the same time, I think this is going to be an interesting journey for a lot of people, and we'll see how it goes, and see you all on the Brink Zone.
Now, for more information on this topic, head on over to www.brinkzone.com, where you'll find my blog, more videos, free reports on fat loss, muscle building supplementation, fitness, health, and longevity, as well as a ton of articles in my free weekly fitness newsletter. And I'll see you all on the Brink Zone.